casual.
I was just hitting it over and over again. Of course, I should have used the shield there.
You have a high score. Please enter your initials.
Well,
Good for you.
6. Good for you. Yeah.
Open your mind to new Dungeons and Dragons games. It will lead your imagination down a dungeon labyrinth wherein lies the dragon's treasure.
548 is mine. I just got
548. Oh.
Yeah, it was like, what did I get? Oh, 493. That's what it was.
Yeah, you got 493. So you got 548. I have 507.
Yeah.
Tiamat is hatching a new
Missed the
plan
middle
to
shot,
use
give the middle
for
finger.
banishment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make your
That's where it was supposed to go. No.
All right. That's at 5th level.
Not
So
through
she's
these
now
2
at
shots. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Let's try to get Mr. Curlyfoot up to 5th level. We got the.
That's true. I did miss the 2 hits earlier, so that means this, right? And then I missed the middle shot, so that completes the cycle. It's like we're playing baseball.
Welcome to my shop. You will not find a better price
All right.
in all the realm.
I'm gonna remove the dwarves, or I can remove the dwarves. There. That looks a little mislabeled. Oops.
Yeah,
because that's not supposed to be remove the dwarves.
Weird.
All
right.
Pulled up the wrong label.
Guess we'll have to fix
Code
that
glitch.
also.
Code glitch.
Yep.
Stick to the plan.
Level up. Oh, nice little flutter step there.
I cast Divine Smite.
No.
We're being attacked.
Oh, dope.
I know I hate when I go up to halfway up the rainbow. Can you report these code glitches to Stern?
I think you can put a ticket in or something like
Oh,
that.
you can. Okay, cool.
There's a lot of people who do that, so.
So what Gary's saying is chances are if we haven't done it, someone else has. Or, I swear, sometimes folks from Stern actually catch our stream.
Every now and again, yeah, I know. Ray Day comes on stream once in a while, especially
Right.
at some games he was involved with the coding. He watches a lot of streams for glitches and things.
Dwarven bodies
Yeah.
are scattered about the encampment. Eleanor shows up.
When we play Foo and Rush, he comes in.
Payments and tells you he will have more work for you in
Not
the
as much
future.
anymore now that those games are no longer in production, but
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the nice thing is that we know they're listening because that's what happened with the Dragon Multiball being messed up, you know.
yeah, but that was reported all over the forums.
Yeah.
Operators were complaining to Stern as well.
That's the other reason why, because people were not liking the game. It was not the same game that they were playing.
They were like, I can't get the Dragon Multiball.
Right.
It's my favorite part of the game. So they stopped putting money in the machine.
Exactly. Yeah, it's. I would love to know what the percentage is of machines sold to operators versus home use.
I think that people have been reporting those numbers. It's really high
home, right?
High home now.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious though. What is it? Is it 720? Is it?
I don't know. I don't remember.
730, whatever the hell it is.
but it's also an estimate. Keeping that in mind,
Right.
because Stern does not report game numbers
No.
because they're a privately owned company.
Correct. It's still kind of a curiosity. I would love to know. Because at a certain point, a lot of the games, it does have to appeal to a wide audience, but what's the audience?
Mere scratch.
Yes, you got it. The age demographic is pretty much Gary and myself. So, with that being said, where's the Beastie Boys pin, Stern?
Yeah.
I was talking to a coworker of mine who's, I think, about 10, 15 years younger than me, and I had mentioned, you know, listening to Beastie Boys and other things like that, and he's like, I don't really listen to them, but I've heard of their songs before. And so I'm like, damn it. You missed a really good group. Go listen to them now. It doesn't matter if they're not bringing out new music.
Oh. There we go.
There we go. Got that one orange shot. Got it.
Oh.
I think this is the first time I was able to put up a high score in quite some time.
Oh.
Thanks to the new code update. Because on that last game, I ended up doing Gelatinous Cube multi-ball and Dragon multi-ball. I think twice at least, as well as completing a couple of modes. If you complete a mode successfully, it's kind of all over the map of how many points you can get. I've seen modes being completed for like 100 million, and I've seen some completed successfully at only 10 million or so.
Yeah, I think it's all dependent on is it a level 1, 2, or 3 quest,
yeah.
And then also, you know, how high your character is too.
Exactly. Yeah, I have to keep that in mind. But knowing that each of the characters, in some way, shape, or form, is going to help you along your journey, at this point, I think it's definitely the right thing to start, leveling our characters up as much as we can. Because that also will help be more successful when we get to those modes. Since there's a lot of goodies that's supposed to come along and help out. Whether or not they get programmed in until a little later, I guess we'll see. But maybe our questions will be answered on this interview that was mentioned earlier. When the shield light is on, is the shield available? Yes. I think that's the only time actually that, or the only reason why it's there is, and then once you use it, it flashes because it lets you know that it's in current use. And then when it goes away, then yeah, it's unavailable. But there's ways to get that shield to continue powering up, as I've noticed.
Yeah, I forgot the qualifiers for that. Probably says right in that book thing in front of you.
Here we go, qualifiers. Of course, there's no index, but that's okay. I will skim. That was an air ball.
Yeah, there's a ramp in the back that it goes over, goes in the inner orbit.
Right.
And see a door.
A door. I got a door.
The door
I'm gonna go for the door. Oh, I get this thing again.
The door is now ajar. I tried explaining that joke to my students recently, and they looked at me like I was crazy. They're like, vocabulary? What the hell?
No! Oh. I wasn't trying to backhand up that ramp, but of course it goes up just far enough to go right down the middle. And
yeah, there's no clear, quick guide on what continues the shield, but that's okay. It's not in the book that I've got that I can find at the moment.
It doesn't say anything about shield in it.
It is double-sided. It gives you all sorts of wonderful information about all the characters and all of the modes, but nothing about shields in here, as far as I know. Game features: short skill shots, short plunger, super skill shot, MXV skill shot.
Kobold defend the caravan. There we go.
I don't think I've ever gotten the MXV skill shot. MXC replay. Oh, painful eliminations. No, I don't think it's like an MXC.
Great shot.
A lot of town dungeons being explained in good detail. That's okay. We'll figure out the shield stuff. I'll do my homework and get that back to us the next time we play. The door can be ajar, but a jar can't be a door. Exactly. That would make my students even more confused. You're talking crazy talk.
There we go. Finally.
Good. Got a much-deserved extra ball. Yeah, Yeah, so on the character on the screen right there, you'll notice that all the little dice are throwing. They're throwing these little things here, and each attack that they do successfully, it helps you and your cause going through that mode, which in turn helps when you level up the characters. So that's kind of why the characters are important in this game. It's kind of neat. There's a lot of things to watch on the screen as an observer for this game. Probably more so than any other game I've played, pinball-wise. I want to say almost. Maybe Rush is a close second.
Dragon multi-ball. I could use
You got Dragon. Hey there, Silver. How you doing, Silver? Yes. Speak of the devil. Exactly. Likely planned it. Although, oddly enough, I felt like I was doing so well in my last Dragon multi-ball, I ended up missing it by 2, and I'm like, woohoo! I must have just not hit enough shots and drained enough balls. Simple as that. It's going to creep up on you and sneak up on you really, really quickly without you realizing it. It's kind of the scary thing about it. You spend too much time worrying about your shield, and if you're dropping the balls, that's usually an indicator if you're going to drop the balls. The more you think about it, the worse off it is. Don't think, do in pinball. That's kind of my personal motto, I guess. You're freaking tired. Last 2 days of moving. Oh, nice. Silver Ion has been working and moving in. Old house is like 90% empty. Still got to move the pins. Oh yeah. Yeah, we saved the pins till the very end. I think that and the vinyl records we had to definitely take some personal, tender, loving care of those items and move those ourselves. We had everything else moved by movers, but we definitely took care of those things last time we moved.
Yeah, I moved all my shop tools because I didn't want them like, oops, they disappeared in the moving company.
Yeah, unfortunately, my family in particular had a terrible experience with a moving company as well.
My parents did too.
That's right, your parents did too.
Yeah, they like to try to take advantage of old people.
Yeah, exactly. If there's a hell, you're going to it.
Well, at least they can hang out with my dad, who they stole money from.
Hey there, Supernoid. Silver is just figuring out the best way to get the pins out without risking damaging. Watch our video.
Yeah, well, it depends on your basement and however it is. Yeah.
There's a lot of different ways, but generally what you want to do is make sure that the legs are off the machine. Obviously, the back, back panel is folded in, all that good stuff.
I recommend going to Harbor Freight if you got one and buying a bunch of cheap moving blankets and then get pallet wrap and wrap the snot out of it.
Yeah, that is the way to do it. Hey, how is the code progressing in this game? Much more satisfactory than the last couple of updates.
Yeah,
most definitely, Supernoid. Much like we've heard that John Wick is now playable.
Yeah,
I feel like it's not to say that D&D wasn't playable, but it was a lot more difficult to get Dragon.
Specifically, they broke the Dragon multi-ball in one of the previous updates, and
no one goes up against a dragon and wins.
And they fixed that in this
dialed
one.
it back again. You have power up and blankets, but I may get more. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Yeah.
They're cheap enough.
Nice hit.
I still have an entire rack of those and can remove that. We use them all the time for moving stuff around or whatever.
Yeah, whenever we get a new pen, we have to, make sure that it's all wrapped up so it makes its journey down the stairs safely and that we don't get hurt. Yeah, exactly. Get a hand truck, be slow. Yeah. I've heard about that. Did they make a Dragon multi-ball way harder now fixed? Yeah, that's exactly what happened, Supernoid. They felt originally that it was way too easy to get the multi-ball, and they didn't realize that when they went ahead and made it harder, they made it
really hard. But
to the point where people and operators that own the machines that they want patrons to play their game, no one wants to play the game anymore.
But they also when they did it, they accidentally set it to the hardest. But also the difficulty settings in the menu, they broke those. So even if you changed them to an easier level, it didn't change them. So they kind of broke the whole mechanic.
Yeah. But now, evidently, they fixed it. Because we have not touched the levels as far as I know.
No, I mean, I generally don't mess with the default, like, levels on a game.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Right. It's really hard to post past from that angle. I don't know why. Oh, hey. You did it successfully. Holy crap. Now I can copy you.
It's a matter of getting the amount of the timing and how far out it moves.
Okay.
I got to also look at the flipper gap, or the gap on the actual leaf spring might be off too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, wrap in blankets should be fine. Obviously, a lot of tape. Don't forget the tape, because you have to put the tape. You basically put the blanket underneath the game itself, and then you put the bubble wrap all around it, and you tape that on there too.
Yeah, I usually pallet wrap around it. Put it on a blanket, tape the blanket to the side, and then more pallet wrap. Make it look like a
Christmas gift.
Christmas gift, yeah. A very padded Christmas gift. I don't know where.
This time.
Oh, I guess that was the shot, even though it wasn't red that it wanted.
Oh.
It wasn't flashing red, so I'm like, where's the monster at?
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. I was reading chat mostly.
Yeah, it was a cyan light like the gelatinous cube
We're
one.
successful with it, at least.
I thought they died ages ago.
Seems like Stern has been doing a lot of code updates and stuff. Yeah, that was the other thing.
Apparently Wick is now like very playable now. They fixed that. And X-Men, they say that it was a pretty major overhaul on the X-Men code.
Makes me excited to want to play both those games again. I swore I would never play John Wick again. But when I hear a bunch of people on our Discord going, "Oh my God, it's playable now," I'm like, "Okay,
okay,
now you've got my attention." Yeah. Right, exactly. A blanket burrito, a quesadilla, a Ballarat. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Burrito that puppy. And
no.
Don't put any hot sauce on the machines, though.
Unless it's hot ones, the pinball.
No, that's a pinball idea.
Yeah. Ooh, your final wizard mode is the last dab, of course.
So then, what are you exactly avoiding when you're playing hot ones on the pinball? You're avoiding.
So you have to make it would have to be a partial like pinball game trivia game too, where you after each one you have to stop and like A, B, C, or D. Combine it with trivia.
It'd be fun. It's almost like he's interviewing you.
And it could be, the trivia could just constantly get updated too. Yeah. So. The plot of Barrios. Sorta, yeah.
That's a good point, Red Lancer. That's probably the closest thing we're ever going to get for the hot
sauce pin.
Or anything like that, yes. Very, very interesting, unique concept for a pinball machine. I can't hate that game because of that.
Which one?
Barry O's Barbecue.
Oh, yeah. It's just not that exciting of a game.
I think they're trying to do the motif of like what Pulp Fiction did, where it's sort of like the classic, thing.
A little more classic theme feel. Yeah.
So it'll be
hot rods and barbecue.
Yeah, it'll be fun for the right player, definitely. A little more exciting to play than Oktoberfest. I'm not as as enthusiastic about that machine versus Barrios in the world of like weird food ideas for pinball machines. But Diner still blows them out of the water. I think I like it better than the other ones. Ooh, that was a good save. All right.
There are stairs that go down and
oh boy, here we go. Level 2.
Shoot the dragon.
Shoot the target.
Let's search the place.
Shoot the dragon. Shoot the dragon. I tend to like AP games more than the average person.
You tend to like what?
American Pinball.
American Pinball. You know, the company had promise. They actually built a pretty, you know, ignoring some of the 3D printed stuff on Galactic Tank Force, they always made pretty solid, like, quality games.
Right.
Hey, watch.
I liked the direction where they were going when they started out.
That's my fire breather.
You know, I think Hot Wheels was kind of, I think, was it their weakest point or whatever? Because they had high hopes for that game. They didn't sell as many as I think they wanted
I
to
think
or
they were
something.
also a big victim of timing on that one as well. Because
Yeah.
it came out early pandemic, and there were a bunch of other games that, like Godzilla, got released at the same time. So I think it just got things. I mean, it was not an amazing game. Oh, come on.
No, but it definitely caught the interest of a lot of folks out there, and you know,
Oh, large score.
it's legitimately good. Yeah, see, that's just it. It's like if you play a game enough times and you like the shots and you really connect well with it, then that's all you need. I think Gary and I, because we hadn't played the game enough for a lot of, I mean, this is true for so many games out there, really, if you think about it. But for whatever reason, it was the style and things that we didn't like as much, because it was more about the shots that we like in other games that were made by other companies that we tended to gravitate more towards, and thus we ended up spending more time with that as opposed to other, you know, different ones. Boutique pins, I guess you could call them.
Cultists are attacking you.
But you know, we're seeing a lot of changes in every single corner of the pinball, you know, industry with what companies are doing now. I mean, I'm watching all the stuff going on with Dirty Full Pinball, and I was playing Dune, and all the code updates with that thing look great, and I'm excited to play it again. And I think there was a lot of skepticism about the game because it didn't have a great start because it kept breaking. But that was early code. They had to shove that game out really fast in order to compete against, I guess it was JJP's new pen or something.
Well, yeah, JJP and King Kong.
And King Kong, yeah.
They kind of had poor timing and had to rush it out. And
Right.
may have been not a great decision of theirs to rush it out.
Right. One of my guilty pleasures is Legends of Valhalla. Not perfect, but a fun theme and a fun game. Cool. Yeah, we never really connected with that game. I think, again, it might be because we didn't have a chance to play it in the right circumstances. I think when Gary and I played it a few times, it was like at the tail end of, or in the middle of, you know, a convention where the flippers are going to fade away, like real fast in the middle of the con. And you're just not going to get the shots off the way you want them to.
Whoops.
When those coils on the flippers get too hot, it just starts really weakening the shots. But nevertheless, I think it's part of the ability to have the opportunities to play that make it the most challenging thing.
There we go.
We got them all.
No!
No one goes up against the dragon and wins.
As you defeat the last of the guards, you see a
Uncult
crate disappear from
Dragon
the
success.
Undead Cobra the Aegis at 85
Final
million.
part has been delivered to Dragon Spear Castle.
Or Undead
You will never
Cult
stop,
Dragon.
Master.
Success.
Success!
Thunder pulls the sword and beheads the undead creature.
Stop hitting him.
Light show. Well, Gary, I think you got your new personal best just now.
So again, now I don't know where I need to be
The
going.
answer just showed it up on the screen right when I said
Yeah.
that. So congratulations.
A wolf attacks.
Thanks for checking in on that
No.
answer.
Woo-hoo.
I don't know how Gary just saved that.
Tiny's dice game begins.
Oh, dice game.
Love this
All right.
game.
Whoa, we
Shoots.
haven't done this yet.
Shots,
All right.
add time, and then hit the middle to roll the dice.
Yep.
Your time has increased.
That's a good thing to do.
Oh, I missed.
So not only has Gary got his new personal best, he has also beat my score as of now. So that speaks volumes of the new code, I think. And also having a chance to play this game enough times too, on top of that. Red Lancer was internally screaming, use the shield on that save.
Oh,
See, we don't want to, man. It's all about nudging at the last second. I want to save my shields, man. That's the constant battle I have in my head. But
Yeah.
you're right. I need to use the shield more. I've been a little more generous in using it as of late. All the while trying to do dead flip on top of that. New dice value 16. What does that mean?
Well, I've been rolling it, so I'm playing the dice game by hitting the middle.
Oh, okay. I'm like, was there not a 16 before? But yeah, I see. Oh, you got a million. Okay.
Your time has increased.
Okay, time increase. You're the same way with the Magna save on Swords of Rage. Yeah. And Gary and I had the the Black Knight original game, and for a while I didn't want to use the Magna save, and then you got the hang of it, and it was a lot of fun. Same thing with the Magna influencer on Rick and Morty. That was also a lot of fun to fool with that thing, and really really influence what you wanted
Time
out of it.
added, and I roll in more dice. More time added.
There we go. Oh, it was a weak one.
Yeah, it was a weak one.
Amazing.
Okay, that's better.
Nice roll.
Nice roll. Good see you roll. Sorry. Uh-oh.
Value 11.
The weirdest shit pops in my head every single day.
All right, here we go. 14.
Nice roll.
Thank you, Kevin Smith. Oh,
Nice job.
Still rolling the dice. Oh, you finally
got a
rid
bad
of it.
bounce.
Damn. Oh, you only on ball 2? Oh, you got this. You're gonna kill my score out of the water here. I do declare. Didn't you say you sold your Rick and Morty game to an arcade in your area? Yes.
A great score.
Arcadia.
Axcadia, a friend of ours, wanted to buy one, but he wanted to buy ours, not any, just
Right.
any Rick and Morty.
We did a lot of modding.
We did a lot of modding to make that game function the way it should have.
And it's unfortunate because it's such a fun game. It was like all I needed was just a tiny bit fixes in the geometry and some of the shots. And we kind of go over that in one of our videos that we put out
A little bit, but not.
a month or so ago, or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. But yeah,
It wasn't like I was filming a lot of videos at that point.
yeah. Nevertheless, if you have a chance to go to Axcadia here in Michigan, definitely check that game out. As far as I know, it's still up there. It's still holding up and still getting a lot of enjoyment out of a lot of people. 49 million in just the dice game alone is the shit. I didn't even look at the score there, Casual.
I was just hitting it
Shoot.
over and over again. Of course,
And
I
then, of
should have
course, it
used the
just did that.
shield there. I should have shielded that one.
But then you would have gotten a higher score.
You have a
and
high
beaten me.
score. Please enter your initials.
Well,
Good for you.
600. Good for you. Yeah. 649, or excuse me, 647 million is not a bad game
Sensational.
at all. And that means thank you for the GGs.
Well, thank you.
Use your tail and hit the action button.
Yes.
You forgot.
Doink. Yeah.
Challenge your imagination to come alive and to battle with the creatures of Dungeons and Dragons. Grapple against the forces of evil